Now, what I'm going to do is, so this is all done in the last session, so I'm not going to in this thing. So I didn't share my screen yet, right? Let me share my screen. Okay. So now this is all done. Anyhow, you can see the same steps again and again because we create instances multiple times, and we are going to see it so that if anybody miss it, so again you can recap it, so you don't miss much from previous classes or last week. So now this is all done, and then this is even we did complete this one as well. Now the important part is how to connect it to this one using SSH, and then also using uh, RSA keys like PEM key or PPK keys, all that stuff. Okay, so I'll show you both approaches because that is also very useful thing. Sometimes in interviews people ask you these questions as well. So till this we discussed in the last class, right? And today we are going to see how to install PuTTY, and then how to connect externally from AWS account, right, using PuTTY, and then to connect to AWS account from outside, like using PuTTY or Mobile Extreme or different other WinSCP. Right? If it is real time, when you work in a real environment, you need all these kinds of tools. Super PuTTY. Okay. There are many such tools when you work in real time where we connect it to this Linux environments from outside, right? So, but that is direct on-premises environments. Suppose if it is cloud also doesn't have big difference. The only thing is the kind of user you are choosing to connect to cloud, that's all. If it is basic Linux environment, we use that IP address of Linux and then we provide that username there. Here, slightly that changes. So right now, that is what we are going to do. And the steps we need to connect it to AWS account or AWS instance through SSH, secure shell. Okay, that SSH means connecting through secure shell, where that is the most recommended approach in real time. You got it right. So that's what we are going to see. Connecting to AWS account using SSH strategy. Right? Generally, we have two strategies to connect to AWS account using SSH. One is using PEM keys and then key value pairs, and then second one is PPK keys. Maybe if you ask me a question, what is PEM key, what is PPK key? You can see here the full form here itself. PEM is private enhanced mail. Okay, and then PuTTY is PuTTY private key. Generally, if you are connecting from PuTTY, all that you use that. And suppose if you are connecting inside, we use this PEM. Generally, in real time, we connect using PEM keys. Of course, that PEM can be converted to PPK and we can connect through PuTTY from outside. And we will see all those. We are going to do all that steps and we are going to observe that in detail without any confusion. Right. And if you ask me, right, we generally use PEMs because we have a process of renewing certificates as a DevOps engineer, and we use PEM keys for that. Okay. So, but generally we don't use much of PPK. But here, as a learning purpose, I'm going to show you how to connect it to AWS account using both approaches. Okay. Right. But we'll go clearly one by one. So that is the idea. Next one, if you want to understand more, the file extension of PEM is always .pem. The file extension of PPK is .ppk. And format, you can see here. The format, I'll show you how it look like, all that. You don't need to worry much. We can see it physically today, right? And where this PEM is used, PEM is used internally or externally also to connect it to this Linux environments. Even same thing applicable for PPK as well. But the way how you connect is different. Little changes, that's all. Suppose PuTTY and WinCP on Windows uses PPK. And Unix tools like you can see SSH, SCP, SFTP, Okay, OpenSSL, AWS CLI, all these uses mobile extreme, all these uses PEM keys, right? So that is the idea. This and that's the a quick idea about what is PEM and what is PPK. And you might be wondering what is all that. You don't need to worry about it. I'll show you all this in detail without any confusion. Okay. So now getting to the AWS now. What is that? This is clear, right? Is this clear for all of you friends? So different ways of connecting to AWS account. External to AWS, not from inside AWS. If you want to connect from outside AWS, then we use this encrypted keys like PEM or PPKs to connect it to this cloud environments in a secured approach. Okay, so now what do we do? Let's get into the AWS now. Okay, I think we are in this thing. So now what I want is I'm just signing out. I'm in some other this thing. You can close all this also. Now you have to connect to the console, right? Now today's topic, we are going to see how to connect it to AWS using this PEM and PPK. Okay. Next. So we have to generally, whenever you are doing this approach needs, we'll discuss after this. Okay. So now get into the root account. We had created that in the last week. You remember, right? So first thing what you have to do, the first step is always you have to log into your AWS console. That's what you have to do first. Then you have to provide your credentials, which generally we create it here. And then I wish all of you had this right AWS account created. Okay, so then after that, what you have to do? So here you need an encryption. I mean this one authentication code, which you have to install in your machine, and then that Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, anything should be fine. You have to configure that to that. Okay, and then log in. Okay. So you can see now, you can go to the EC2 and then, right? If you want to create any instance or anything, we have to do that with the EC2. Right? What is Elastic Compute Cloud? What do you mean by that? Okay. And go to instances. Now, what we do is we create a fresh instance to do this, creating this key value page. Already we have got some, we don't need them. I can stop running all this because I am not using it anymore. So you come here, stop instance, so that it doesn't consume any extra this thing of AWS. Okay. So let it stop. We create a new instance. Every time to create new instance, it doesn't take much time. It will hardly take a minute or two if once you become familiar. Apart from that, now we how to connect it to SSH keys is the session today. Okay, and different ways of connection and installing PuTTY and connecting from PuTTY and testing that connection and observing that key here, all that stuff. Okay, so now what do you have to do? You have to create a new instance. So you can see here, if, if you want to create new instance in this one, AWS, what is that you should do? You have to go and launch instance here. You know this, right? If you don't, if it is very new for you, or if you forget that, no problem, right? As we keep doing this again and again, definitely you become comfortable and familiar with this. Now what you have to do, just create a new instance here. So what is that? I just give it as a no me test one. Okay, and then choose this. Right? First you have to provide name, and then you have to choose your image, AWI image. Okay. And then you have to choose Amazon Linux and then this free type. Okay. And then now what is that you can see here. In the last session, I told you proceed without a key value pair. Right now, if you want to connect, right, if you want to have a secure connection established to AWS or this instance from outside AWS, then we have to create this key value pairs. Right, this is going to help you very much. Of course, if you want, you can connect it to AWS even from inside AWS also. That's fine. But mostly this helps you to connect to this instance secure, to establish a secure connection to these instances. That's why we create this key value pairs. Now, what is the step you have to follow? You have to come here and click on this create new key value pair. And generally, you have two things here. One is RSA. This is an encryption algorithm. Okay. So RSA stands for that scientist. Okay, that technologies which created that encryption, named after some familiar this people. Okay, you can check it again. That's not a big deal. And generally, this second part, I doubt we don't use much of this, but most of the time the encryption happens through RSA algorithm. This is a protocol or algorithm simply for encrypting your key value pairs. Understood now? And this activity is very important in real time, friends. Keep that in mind. Okay, whenever you are working in real environment, because as a DevOps engineer and I'm from multiple environments. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, right? This is a must activity in any kind of environment, having this secure connection. Okay, SSH connections. Okay, so now here what you have to do is you can create keys. This either in two ways, either in .pem or .ppk. You can see here, if you want to connect using OpenSSH, you can use .pem. It's clearly saying here, if you want to connect through PuTTY, you can use .ppk. And you don't need anything else to understand difference between PEM and PPK. And other things is the way the usage, right? There are certain places where we use PEM and there are certain places we use PPK. Now to connect with PuTTY, we use PPK. Okay, let's do that now. So first I'll show you how to connect with PPK, and then I'll show you how to connect with PEM, and then we'll test it and we'll see a couple of things there. Okay. So now what I have to do? So I mean the first thing. Let's start with first thing, connecting to PPK. Okay. So here you have to provide that key name. Once you come here, we'll go one by one. Right. So here I say something like my new PPK. Okay, new underscore PPK. If you want, you can add something meaningful name here. Okay, so and then I just put it as one. Automatically by default, when you create this key value pair, it takes the extension .ppk, friends. Okay, so we will try to understand both approaches, connecting with PPK, connecting with PEM, all that stuff. Okay, so I think you are able to see and understand all this, right? Are you able to observe all this? Can you see this, friends?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, audio thing clear, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Then no problem. Let's say create a key pair. Automatically it gets downloaded to your machine. Just keep it there. You don't need to do anything. Okay, for now. So that is for future purpose. Once we create key this PPK key or PM key, we can use it later. Okay. Now after that, go to the and finish all your remaining steps in creating the instance. Right, right? The first step is name, second step creating this choosing OS, right? And then we also choose this AMI, and then you have to choose this instance type. All should be free type. That's what we discussed in the last session. And then go to edit. Under network settings, you can choose what is that this. So these are called, right, availability zones. Okay, you can choose availability zones. And then after that, what is that you have to do? You have to choose create security group. Right, we already created it. We have so many security groups in the machine. So I choose existing one. If you want, if you want to create any security group, just remove this, add a new name for that, meaningful name, and then just you can say yes for that. That's all. You don't need to do anything. Okay. So now we have already a security group. We don't need to add it. Okay. So select existing one. Now come here. There are so many. I choose any one of this and then come down and observe this, how much storage you are allocating here. This is also important. And then finally, what you have to do, launch instance. So this will create a machine for us. Okay. Now to connect to this machine, using SSH, we have two different strategies, right? PPK, PM. Now we are going with PPK, right? So open instance, go to the instances, okay? And we should see the new instance created. You can see the latest one. You can see this is the in the process. This is what I created now, and it is in running now. And PPK checks or this PPK checks created or not, you can just have a look at it. I can do one thing, you can maximize this a bit here. Okay, you can see it now. So now what I want to do, you can just simply, if you want, you can, if you want to see the details, all that, select just a checklist that, tick that and then go down and then you can view all those details. Okay. You can scroll this up. I think there is, we don't need two instances. One is enough. You can unselect the other one. Now you can see all that different tabs here related to that particular instance. And the details, all that we had discussed in the last class. So that IP and all that. And then if you want to see anything else, you can see there. Okay, you can go and check about any other details here. That's fine. Now what you have to do, connect to this instance, the new instance. How do you connect it? Just come here and then say connect. Right. And this initializing, you should generally see that checks should be completed. By now it will be done. You don't need to worry. You can say connect now and come here. You can connect it. Right. So now this is connecting to the AWS instance. Yeah. And you can see this AWS. This is the image of AMI. You can see here. Now this is where you can create, install all your softwares and keep working with your activities. So this is fine. Now we created instance and we connected to that instance successfully. Now how to connect to this instance using PuTTY. Right. For that, what you have to do is you can see here. Right. So first you have to download that PuTTY. To download that PuTTY, you can easily go and get from this website. Let me just share you this. I'm sharing this with you. Okay. So you can connect from this. Okay. You can choose this link and then maximize. You can just click on that. You go to that, but that website. Okay, double click on it and you can see here you are under this. You got it right. Now what you have to do, just download this 64-bit x86. That would be enough for your uh, Windows operating system. Okay, generally PuTTY is connecting from Windows operating system. You got it right. When you say this one, it will automatically download that and then you just need to double click and install. That's all. When you install, automatically PuTTY will be available for your connecting to AWS account. Of course, it can be used in different ways. For now, our purpose is to connect it to AWS instance. Now you can see when I install PuTTY, I got both PuTTY and PuTTYgen with this PuTTY installation. Okay, how to use both we are going to see in today's session. How can we use PuTTYgen and how can we use PuTTY? Now open PuTTY. Now I want to connect it to this. Right, just now we created a PPK key, right? So now we use that to connect it to this newly created instance, and this is our new key. What is that? My new PPK one. Using this, we are going to connect it to this instance, right? Let me show you that how to do that. It's very simple. Once you download PuTTY, open PuTTY, and then what you have to do, you have to use this public IP. Private is for connecting within the account, okay, not external to the account.
Sorry,
So,
Manogam, where we get this PPK? That one file.
oh, we have that PPK is created while creating the instance.
Instance, okay, okay.
Harish, okay. So, do you want me to show you again how to create it?
No, no, created where it is download. I mean,
So once you click on that, automatically it will download to your downloads. You can see here.
okay, okay, okay.
You got it right. So
Okay. Once we
once
create
you,
the key value pair here,
yeah, yes, automatically it will be downloaded to your downloads or somewhere the default path of your machine.
okay,
You can
this
do one
key,
thing.
you are telling this key value pair, right? It will automatically download it, or when we install PuTTY, it will PPK will get it.
No, no. That comes with our instance. Okay, you do one thing.
Instance only. Okay, okay.
Let me show you one more time so that it's easy for you, Harish. Okay, I see
Yeah,
that
sure.
you missed that part. Okay. So anyhow, creating instance doesn't take much time. We can create how many number of instances we want. There is no harm in that. Only thing, just make sure either terminate and stop them to avoid any unnecessary building. Okay. So I just say something like test two. Okay. And then you can say, I'm just showing you again, just be watchful. That's all, Harish. Okay. And then you can see, right? So you just give the name, choose your OS. Generally, we choose Amazon Linux, right? And then this AMI image again. After that, choose instance type. And here you have to create that key value pair, Harish. You got it, right?
Yeah. This I got it.
And you have to say, this doesn't take much time. Hardly it will just a couple of seconds even. Just provide that PPK name, just some name that is meaningful for your project, okay? Whatever you are creating. Okay, test PPK. I put it as test PPK 1. Okay. And then just choose PPK here. Again, we'll try with them also. We don't need to worry much about that part now. And then choose RSA here. Generally, this ED225 something, we don't generally use it much. Maybe it might be used some specific and peculiar purposes. Okay. Now you can just say create key pair. You can see here. Just click on that. Automatically downloads to your local machine. You don't need to do anything additional task here. You got it right?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
So this is downloaded. Where it is downloaded means right click, show in folder. By default, it's in what? It's in where it's downloads. That's all. You got it right? So that is the idea. Understood? For that, again, you don't need to do any additional this thing there. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Once that is downloaded, keep it in some folder for any future purpose. That's all. Unless you are not, what is that? Closing these instances or terminating these instances. Okay. So that's fine. And finally, what you have to do, you have to add this, choose your security group, and then what you have to do, some security group you can choose here, which is existing, and then create your launch instance. Now, once that instance is created, you can see here we have now 3 or 4 instances, and I create this is the latest one which I created, and then try to connect to that. Okay. Right. So just establish a connection to that. Okay. You can see this. Now to this, we should connect it to PuTTY. To connect it to PuTTY, we have to do what? We have to use this PuTTY console. Go open this PuTTY. For that, first you download that PuTTY from this from any available source. Okay, it's not like you should use this one only, but this should be simple and easy for you to download. Okay, and then once you install it, open PuTTY, and then come to your EC2 instance. and then select this public IP. Okay. And then what you have to do, add that public IP into your host name or IP address. You got it right? I hope you are following these steps, right? So once open this putty and connect to this. Then after that, what you have to do, this is alone not enough. What you have to do, you have to add that PPK key this to this under this SSH, and then under authentication, go to the credentials, browse, which is the one we created. The latest one is this my test PPK one. You understand? Right? Just open this, select this. Automatically it is added here. And then what you have to do, click open. Okay. Sometimes if it takes time, it gets timed out. You don't need to worry much about it. Again, you can reconnect to that. Again, just open it again. That's all. You don't, that will establish connection. Okay, it's timed out, so it's fine. For some reason, the system will power off now. It got closed. Okay, we'll do one thing. If this is the one, I'll do one thing. I'll close this. Okay, yeah, this one we have to use. Sorry. Okay, copy this one. Let me just check out if I'm using this IP. Whichever is the latest instance you have connected, use that IP, friends. Okay. Copy this IP and now open PuTTY. Okay. And then come here, pass your IP address here, that public IP here. And then this is alone is not enough to connect to this instance. What else we have to do? We have to add our encrypted key here, that is PPK. Now we are connecting through PuTTY, so we use PPK. Now you can go to that, under that you can have SSH, go to auth and then authorization and then credentials. Under credentials, go click on this browse and then choose this PPK which you created for the new instance and then click on now. And now you can see this. It is asking for a certificate to accept. Just say accept. Here, what is that I should pass? I should pass the username. How? I should log in as a EC2 user. And I don't need password here. Suppose if it is a real environment in our project or something, we have to provide that username and password. Okay. But here you don't need that password. You can just type EC2-user. Enter. Now you can see that you connected to the same instance through PuTTY external to that cloud account. You got it right? External to that instance. Now here you can do whatever you want. You can see, you can start checking ls-l. Also you can install softwares. You can do whatever things you want into this instance from PuTTY. So people use both approaches in real time. They connect through PuTTY in most of the cases. Again, they try to connect it within that instance itself. It's up to us, like, based on the user need and necessity. That's all, friends. Now this is login, right? So we connected through PuTTY to the AWS instance. Now suppose I want to see the where this SSH keys are available. So when I say ls-l, you can see here. It is not showing any files. You know why? Don't we have any files under that this working directory? You can see if you want to know where in which folder you are, you can just use pwd, which shows present working directory. Here you can see here. You are under root home and then EC2 user. This is where you are pointing to. So now what I want to check what all files are there in this machine. I can say ls-l, but I don't see anything. Suppose sometimes we have some hidden files. To see that hidden files, you can see there. When I say ls-a, are you able to see the hidden files here? Yeah, in that you can see this a folder, hidden file folder, which is w.ssh. Now change your directory to that .ssh. Okay, and when you just say ls-l here in that folder, and you can see that there is some, again, there is a file here. This is not a folder. This is a file here. Got it, right? Now what you have to do, if you open this, then you can automatically see that this thing, like, let me just say cat and then, okay, sorry, cat. You can just open it and you can see that here. In this authorized keys, you can see the PPK key added here. Can you see that here? And that PPK name is this, and the value of that key is this encrypted key value. So this is how you can check for your SSH folder and then where your that encrypted key is stored. And this is important in real time, friends. You might think that why we need all this, but this is needed when you are working in any environment to do this secure connection, right? So this is overall idea about what is that. So how to connect to AWS account using SSH approach. Got it? So now we tried this with .ppk. So let us do the same with PEM using PEM key. Okay. So till this it's clear. All of you are fine now.
Yeah.
I got a
So
Yeah, Revati. Yeah. Do you have any question?
sorry, someone was talking, so I just want to wait. If someone started talking, am I disturbed?
No, you're not disturbing. Yeah. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. The first question is,
Okay.
um, we can able to connect from the EC2 instance right into the virtual machine. The one option. The other option, we can establish a connection, the secure connection, and then we can connect to the same instances through securely through the PuTTY.
Yes.
And that's why we are creating this PPK using, I mean, we are creating the key pair and then we
Yes.
are using the PEM or the PPK. That's the reason, am I right?
Correct.
So
So
if you want to do something securely, then we have to go for this key value pair and then, I mean, creating a PEM
correct.
or PPK. Otherwise, we can use the straight away the virtual machine. We can access the virtual machine, am I
Correct.
right?
Correct. Correct. But when you are working in real time, this is very much needed, Revati. You got it right. If you don't just
Yeah.
directly work in your VM, your virtual machine, but you need to understand this strategy and this approach. You got it right.
Yeah, got it, got it. Thank you. And one more question. You have given us a login as a easy to iPhone user.
Correct.
Did we create the username called easy to iPhone user previously anywhere, or is this a default
No,
one?
that's already there, right, Revati? Because when you create an instance, by default you can see here, this is the name of the instance, right? EC2 user
Uh,
that has some IP address. So whenever you are connecting through PuTTY, the username by default is always EC2 user. You got it right?
okay, okay, yeah, okay. That's
That is
why
already there. So that is already there, and we are just using that EC2 user. You got that?
will you please show me that where exactly that easy to iPhone user that we saw that already?
Correct, right? So you go to the AWS console. Can you see when you connect to this EC at that instance, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, you are right.
EC2
Yeah.
instance. You can see this is the that that machine name here. You can see that this is simply a machine name.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
You got it right.
Thank you so much.
So it is nothing but EC2 user at the rate some IP address. Even in real time, right? Even in normal Linux machines, you have something like this. It will be instead of EC2 user, your name like Revati underscore something like that. That will be your username there. You got it? If it is your personal Linux machine.
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah,
that,
exactly. Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
this is what? This is the AWS account, right? And we are creating UCT instance. So they named it as what? UCT user. That's how. You got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much.
So, okay. So is everything clear for everyone? Is this clear to all of you? How to?
and
Oh.
Yeah, Manohar. So this public key, we generally log in with this, right? And there is a private keys also. Then when we use it, private
Yeah,
key.
private key is for connecting within internally to this. That's it.
Uh,
Okay.
uh-huh.
But
Okay.
if you want to connect externally, because many times we connect from outside. Okay.
Outside. Yeah,
For
uh-huh.
that purpose, we use that. Yeah, I'll also show this. You don't need to worry about this part as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So
Thank
that's not a big problem, Harish. Okay. So now, so till this, it's clear, right? Do you get all these things right? So finally,
you.
what is
Yes, yes.
today's agenda is connecting to AWS instance using what is that SSH. So that is the actual thing. So maybe I should have added that heading as well. I'll do that. That would be more easier for you. Okay. So that's okay. Next after that, shall we get into the next topic, friends? If your questions are done, then I'll jump to the next topic, connecting to again AWS instance using .pem. Okay. So how do I do that? Let's do that now. I'm creating one more account for that. I have one more instance. We can log off this. Okay. And you also saw that where is that all that SSH key is stored, everything, right? And you are also able to see that SSH key thing, right? So this is how it is. And this is very important to have it to connect it to any kind of this thing in a secure way. Next, after that, we can close this now because we are not going to use it anymore. You can say exit here. See, sometimes what happens is this is what I would like to tell you guys. I'm trying to exit this. You can see here, it's not responding. Can you see that there? I try to type exit. It is not responding because this has a timeout. Okay, what is that? This has a timeout of these many seconds or minutes. You got it? So now, in such cases, you don't need to do anything. Right click on this, and then just if you want, you can say a duplicate session, or you can say restart. Automatically, just type in EC2 hyphen user. You don't need to add anything. Just it will simply just connect it like that. That's it. This is another quick information for everyone, friends. Got it? Next, after this, what is that I should do? So next thing is you can
Uh,
exit this now. You don't need this.
yeah,
Even
one question. Sorry. This
yeah,
authorized keys, what we got this is a public key, right? Generally, this is
definitely. Yeah,
this is a public key.
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
This, yeah. Now let's close this now. We don't need this. Now, what do we do? Even we can close this as well. So what do you do right now? Now again, go to the AWS window. Again, sign in back because I just log out of that instance. Just wait. And then come here and then log into the root user. What do you have to do? You have to use techno and then say next and then add your password. And then it will ask for passcode. Just pass your passcode. Okay. 94833. So this is done. And now we re-log in. Create a new instance just to check test for PEM keys. Okay. Almost it is same approach, but a little change. That's all. Now, what do we do? Launch instance. But before that, I do one thing because even if I forget, nothing happens. Okay. So whatever is running, this instance is there, right? Now you can again stop that. Okay. That's the best practice we can do always so that it won't add any additional billing to us. So launch instance and then just add what is that? Okay, I'll put it as test 3. And then here I choose something like this. And all this is same, right? Except what is that? While creating key value pair, you can choose I can just say new PEM. Okay, key. So here by default it selects this pem.pm keys here. Okay, so what you have to do, just create a key pair here. Click on that, automatically you can see that PEM key is downloaded into your default location. Okay, and then finally what you have to do, just choose security group. This is already created, right? We have seen how to create that, and then choose that, and then choose configure this, allocate that storage, and finally click on large instance. Okay, instance is successfully created. What you have to do, go to that instances. Okay. And I created, this is my latest one, whichever is running right now. If you have a look at it, you can see there. Okay, I choose that and then say it's running already, and just click on connect. Hardly instance takes just couple of seconds to initialize and start working. That's all. Okay, now it's again created here. Okay, you can see that now. Now again, what is that you have to do if you should connect to this AWS instance through PEM key, right? So I downloaded that already. It's in my machine. So what I have to do is now it's slightly different. You can see here if it is PEM, right? If you want to go through PEM, these are the steps you have to follow. So first we have to convert that PEM to PPK if we should connect through PuTTY. Following friends, convert that PEM to PPK. So what is that you should do? Download the PEM key pair. That's what we did now from AWS when you create the instance. Okay. And what is that you should do? Open PuTTYgen. Okay, that automatically comes with PuTTY installation. And then load that PEM key and convert it into .ppk, and that we can use it for connecting through PuTTY. Right? That's what the steps you have to follow. If you don't understand anything here, you can watch from the practical, this thing we do, workflow we do right now, that gives you very detailed understanding. So what is that I should do now? I want to connect it to this instance through PuTTY again, but this time I am using PEM for that. Okay, I already downloaded PEM key. Now open here PuTTY. Okay, that is fine. Opening PuTTY is fine. But this time, are we connecting with .ppk key? That is the question. So answer is we are not connecting with .ppk, but we are connecting with PEM. With .pem key, PuTTY doesn't establish a connection directly. That .pem has to be converted to .ppk. Is that clear, friends? So what is that I should do right now? So to do that means if I want to connect it to AWS instance through PEM key, that PEM key has to be converted to .ppk. To do that, what is that I have to do? I have to use a PuTTYgen. Okay, here you can see, open that. This comes automatically with PuTTY installation. And then come here, load it, and then choose here. So here it is not showing any PEM keys here, but I am very sure. So just few minutes back we downloaded PEM key. Why? Because here just choose all files instead of only PPK. And this is what just we created now, right? Choose that, okay? And load that into this PuTTY generator. What you have to do? Load it into PuTTY key generator. And you can see automatically it is loaded here, okay? And then you have to say save private key. Okay, and then say yes. Don't worry about what is there without a passphrase. We'll talk about it later. But for now, say yes. And now you can see it is automatically saving it as .ppk. Now what you have to do, just test ppk. I just put it as test ppk. Okay. Now that .pem file, whatever that is there, it is converted to .ppk file. Okay. Now save it. So we are done with this. Finally, other process is same as what we did before. But again, this is the new thing what you have to do. But this is not difficult. Only thing is you have to just use PuTTY generator and load that PEM file into this, and just say that save as private key, which is saved as that this one here. And now finally close this. Understood? And Harish, you are asking a question, right? This is not
Yes,
public
yes,
key.
sir.
These are all private keys. Okay, you can see here. Save private key, you can see here. By default, all these are private keys. But anyhow, you can check once. Okay, that's not a big issue.
Yeah, sure.
Now, what is that you have to do? Finally, you can add the IP address again. This is the new instance we created. Copy this. Come here. Okay, add this. And then SSH. And then authorization, credentials. And then browse. And then this is what we converted just now, right? From PEM to PPK. We created from PEM to PPK, copy, and then select that, open it, and then connect the connection. And it is just getting connected, you can see. And then say accept here, and then just pass what is that you have to do, ECT user, enter. Now you are able to establish a connection to the AWS through which one? Through PEM key, but of course converted to PPK again using that PuTTY generator. But we did the established connection. Now you can see here again, suppose ls-a. Suppose if you want to list out all hidden files, this is what the command we have to use. Okay, files and folders. Okay, now you can see there dot SSH. By default, this SSH is a hidden folder. You can see. Now you can just say ls-l here. It shows all that files under this. Now you can say simply vi authorization keys, and then I opened this in VA editor. You can see here, and this is nothing but the key I created. Even though I converted to PPK, originally this is what see you can see here. It is a PEM key which we created in the AWS instance. Is this clear for all of you, friends? All of you are clear on this. So this is about connecting to AWS account with SSH. Understood now? And the two ways of connecting to a AWS account. One is a PPK and the other one is a PEM. Are you good till this? Any more questions on this?
I got a question.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Sorry, I got a couple of question again. The one thing is how long I can keep my instance running. I mean to say that we are using the test environment. I mean the free environment, AWS free environment account.
Yeah.
So we are creating in EC2 instances on that free account. So I just wanted to understand how long I can my instances are keep running, or in other way, how long I can use my virtual machine for testing purpose so that I can avoid the billing.
See, it's up to you, right? It depends on as long as you are working on something. As simple as that. Once that is done, you can stop or you can terminate it. It's up to you if you don't want add extra hours to that usage. You got it, Revati?
I got it. Sometimes we may use 10 minutes, sometime we may use 1 hour. So it
Sometimes you
just
can use one day also, nothing happens. So because every month they assign 750 hours for you, so they try to allocate 750 hours every month once that changes. Okay. So till 1 year you have a free account, so you don't need to worry about it. Is that clear?
yes.
No,
So till 1 year, I can use 700 hours or
750
75
hours.
hours.
You can see that while creating instance. I think you can just see here. Let me just show you. Okay. And also you can see it somewhere here also. So I put it in the, no, for that to answer this kind of questions, I have already in the, this one, you can see here. What is that? In your first year of opening, can you see this, Revati?
Yeah, yeah. I could able to see that.
You can clearly read this. This is, I just grabbed it from the AWS itself so that to have a clear picture of the usage purpose. Okay.
Okay,
In your
thank you
first
so
year
much.
of opening an AWS account, you can see here, you get 750 hours per month. You got it?
Yeah,
But
yeah. I saw
all these 750 hours should be, what is the condition here? You have to use always the free time related or instance or AMI or anything should be in within the boundary of free time. You got it?
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
You can see here. That's clear. They were clearly saying. But every month you get 750 hours still first 1 year. After that also you don't need to worry about it. You can create a new, what is that I should say? You can create new mail ID and then you can create another new account. Maybe if you want, you can change that credit card or you can use the same. It's up to you. Do you got that?
But
And
you mentioned that we can use it for 1 year.
That's what AWS people are saying. You can see here, right?
Okay, so
No,
you
I
mean to
don't
say
say
if
anything.
we
See
are
again. Let me
reaching.
correct that. I don't say anything. AWS people are giving free for 1 year. You got it right.
So my understanding from them is like we can use AWS account
Hmm.
until we have not reached 750 hours. So once we reach the 750 hours, then we stop using that account. As you mentioned, we can create another account for
See,
exploring.
nothing happens after that too, but they will bill you. You got it right. If you want to avoid billing, so
Yeah,
don't exceed 750 hours. That is condition one.
yeah.
Condition two. And the 750, the hours of free usage is only provided in the first 1 year of your account creation. Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
After that, what happens? They start billing you. If you want to avoid that, right, the easiest thing is you can create another account. That's all right. Hardly you need a new mail ID and then you just connect again, create a new account so that again you get a new free account. That's all, Revati. As simple as that.
Yeah, yeah.
Understood?
Yeah, got that one. Yeah. And second thing,
Mm-hmm.
we have created the perm keys.
Mm-hmm.
Then from the perm keys, we are trying to convert into PPK. Then we are trying to use that. But
Correct.
if we straight away, we can use the PPK. That's as simple as that, right? Then why do we need
Sure.
to go on the SSH?
Yeah, there are certain other places where PEM is required. Not every time we use PPK. For example, if you want to connect from other tools like OpenSSH, or if you want to connect from tools like Mobile Extreme, anyhow, I will cover all those as well. So we don't need to worry much about it. Okay. So in such cases, PPK is not sufficient, Revati. Is the answer clear?
Yeah, got it. Yeah,
So
we use it.
PPK is for using connecting to through PuTTY or WinSCP. Is that clear? But
Yeah,
suppose
that's
if I want to connect through mobile extreme, there are different ways of connecting to the Linux environments, okay, or this AWS instance. So I want to connect through OpenSSH, all that. In such cases, what is that? So PPK is not sufficient. We need PEM keys. Understood,
yeah.
Revati?
Yeah, it plays a major role there.
See,
Yeah.
you can just understand it just understand it in the most easiest and simple this thing. Okay, so putty. If you want to connect it to putty or some NSCP, we need PPK. If you want to connect through some mobile extreme or some other environments like OpenSSH, we need .pm keys. Okay, you got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's it. So,
yeah,
uh,
so yeah, one
yeah.
question. Actually, in real time, how can we monitor and control if any instance is running beyond, right? Because if we cannot monitor every time, no? So in that,
Correct, correct. You see, if
yeah.
you go to the real time, there are different strategies,
Uh-huh.
Harish. So one is if it is AWS, in AWS itself, you put something called CloudWatch. You might be learning it in the next upcoming few weeks.
Next.
Okay. But
Okay. Okay.
so apart from that, they don't just rely only on CloudWatch. So they try to integrate with the sophisticated monitoring tools like ITRS or Dynatrace or Grafana, all this, or Kibana, all this monitoring tools, all Prometheus. You got it right. So there are many other things. If you ask me, we are using Grafana and Kibana, and then they were onboarding. We are aggressively onboarding Dynatrace. You got it right. So
Yeah, yeah, but I didn't hear that watching model. Clever. Okay.
what didn't you hear? What is
Yeah,
that?
that model tools like Ravana, give something.
You didn't hear, huh? Yeah, because are you working into any DevOps or any kind of a cloud environments? If you work, then you hear about all that. If you don't, Kibana is related to Elasticsearch again. So you got it right. Okay, they are more advanced tools for monitoring. Harish, you got it.
Yes.
So that's the idea. So this is all about connecting to SSH. I mean, connecting to AWS instance through SSH. So next thing is we have to jump to next topic. What is our next topic? Is the IAM actually? What is that there? This is all fine. We created this. Okay, this is all done, and we have to jump to this topic. But today, I think we'll stop here, friends, because I should go out, on something important. So, how about this? All of you are clear, or anybody has any questions? So, all of you are fine.
Yeah.
If you have anything, you can ask me. I'll help you out to connect it. Okay.
And
So,
wonder, tomorrow, can you take?
Can you take what?
That's all day.
Tomorrow is Dasara, right? Huh?
Yeah, not Dasra, but